tell you crime is down but murder is up. No, the reporting of crime is down because people have no confidence in the justice system. As that statistic said, we got crooked judges, which who should be defending the Constitution. I had a foreigner tell me he paid $50,000 to get what he wanted in this country from one of those people. A foreigner bragging. They can get whatever decision they want. A judge can say, no, you can't break down the shanty down. Then that same judge can come back and say, yeah, you can break it down. They can get whatever decision they want in this country. I know that firsthand. When you see certain decisions, just look at the name of the judge and then line it up. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to quickly compare for you these.
And in my view, a particular judge was implicated. In my view, the man admits to failing to report, which is punishable in the penal code, right? I mean, he absolutely attacks the court of the Bahamas.
Now, he did say that a foreigner
has advised him that he paid $50,000 to get a decision from one of those people.
Now, should he have now questioned that foreigner to get information from him?
The only thing he should do is speed to the Grove police station and say, I know where a foreign man is who have claimed to buy the court, who has just... Because here's the thing. As long as someone tells it to you, it's not hearsay evidence. Bradley Roll cannot tell me what Sean Smith say. But Bradley Roll could tell me what Bradley Roll say. And Lincoln Bain would be entered as chief witness or witness for the prosecution against Bradley Roll, who has suggested that he has paid the judge. Because now we would need to check the judge's bank account for this magical $50,000. We would need to check the judge's, whatever it is, public declarations for this magical $50,000. We would probably need to take it to an ethics board or whatever they have to deal with judges and its chief justice. But the point I'm making is
I understand
the accusation is a scurrilous one.
And he did go a bit too far by suggesting that if you see certain judgments,
you could look at the name of the judge and attach them to the body.
Then he said line it up.
And you just
no, he said line it up. What does line it up mean?
Which means you could tell where the ruling came from based on their political leanings.
Yeah, that was a bit too far.
And you cannot attack the court in that fashion. It is child's play. And I know that Lincoln knows better than that. And I always say that if the message has substance, then it doesn't require sensationalization. You only need to add sensationalism where substance is lacking. Your shirt is a green shirt. I don't need to say it's brotherly, it's a wonderful, it's a green shirt. That is a fact. We don't need to go beyond that.
It's not showing green on TV.
I don't care what this TV say. The fact is I'm sitting beside Bradley Roll in a green shirt. But you see how I didn't throw confetti in the air?
Why does my shirt look like it's an aqua shirt on TV?
Beloved,
it's green actually.
It could be maroon on the TV. I sitting down in this studio under this light, and that's a green shirt, and I'm willing to put my hand on a stack of Bibles that when Bradley Roll sat beside me, he was sitting next to me in a green shirt. And I don't need to be sensational about that. Because the message is a substantive one. And so, my assumption is that they've had a bad week of blunders. They must now come out and sensationalize some nonsense. And I'm saying attack any political person you desire. Attack them, attack their political leaning, attack the political party, attack anything political associated with them. I do not believe in attacking people's wives and children, right? Because the wife and children ain't signing up for the politics. Attack the policy, attack anything you want with anyone in the, attack me. What I as a citizen of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and as a justice of the peace in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas will not just sit idly by and permit is for someone to challenge the court without substantial evidence. To just flagrantly toss information out. A foreigner tell me he paid $50,000. At some point, either you are going to have to test the verisimilitude of these claims, or I am going to start calling you a liar publicly. And it's going to be as simple as that. And I'm going to come and flat out say that's a lie. Because just how you can't verify it out in the open for us, unless you could verify this claim, it's a lie. And you do not get to wash off the transgressions of a bad media week by creating sensationalism. And he goes on in this thing to talk about Michael Johnson and how the media is trying to distract us with Charlotte. No, Charlotte was horrible. We're going to go back to the clip. We have the Charlotte clip. Let's go to it. She was horrible. And you all should have just left it. Bad weeks in the media is like bird poop. While it's wet, don't touch it. Let it dry, and hopefully you'd be able to scrape it up. But if you touch it while it's wet, you're gonna get bird poop over everything, beloved, and wiping it won't help. Let's go to the blunder from Charlotte last week, and then we're gonna go to this half-baked excuse from Lincoln Bain as to why Charlotte was such a disaster. No one needs to distract anyone with this. This is a fact. It happened. It was horrible. She should hide in a broom closet somewhere and practice and not come out until she finished practicing. Because if a debilitating headache was what she had, then she should have stayed home. And it's as simple as that. But you can't come out at the end of the week and in your attempt to scrape up a bad week in the media, you start to impugn the character of judges of the Supreme Court. Let's go to the clip from Charlotte.
To Ms. Green and ask for specific policies that would ensure more safe and equitable work environments for women if you were to be elected into government.
Thank you. If I was to be elected into government, the policies that we have put in place now in our plan is to empower women. We want to empower women through we would like to empower women through we would like to empower our women through this. I am fucking. Can I pass? I'm going to have to pass. I'm nervous.
We're going to move on to Senator Barnett Ellis.
Thank you. So in terms of initiatives...
And so what she should have said was, honorable judges, panel, spectators, please forgive me. Outside of my better judgment, I thought that I was fit to be here this evening. Regrettably, I am physically incapable. And as a consequence, I do not believe that my best foot is being placed forward here. And I wish for us to go to a brief recess so that I may excuse myself from this.
Mentally or physically?
No, I'm going to let you listen to it. Right? And that would justify the hogwash that they came out with as the reason why she ended up in this blunder. I'm beginning to simply suspect y'all of being pathological liars. I am beginning to believe that you all are incorrigible and incapable of rehabilitation, and that you all cannot not lie. Because here is what they came back later on and said was the difficulty that she had. Play the clip from Lincoln explaining the blunder where the person themselves said, I am flopping at this. That was the explanation given in the moment at the podium on the day of the event. Yet you come back 3 or 4 days later, and like I tell you, like somebody that doesn't know that wet bird poop is wet bird poop and you don't touch it till it dry, you start trying to spread the thing all over the place trying to clean it up. Here is what they said was her issue.
That they Charlotte got an intensive migraine, a debilitating migraine. Could barely see, could barely function. And she didn't want to disappoint her team. And she said she's going to push through it. And she decided to go out there and push through it. And she went on that stage and she couldn't function, but she still stayed up there and couldn't function with that debilitating migraine and had to get medical treatment afterwards. But she stood up there and took her blows because she didn't want to let her people down. They asked her questions, easy questions, and she couldn't function. But she stood up there, just like Maria does.
And all I'm saying is you must have had a brain aneurysm. If your headache was that debilitating, you're talking to a boy who has a mother that has battled through migraine headaches for all of my life. So I get it. People with migraines can't put on a coat suit, beloved. If you telling me that this woman put on a whole coat suit with a migraine and walk herself here, that in itself was a miracle. Y'all could have stopped her right there. She had proven her value to the team. All right? But you say, and what kind of team this is that would send a woman to war with a crippling headache? But you tell me this woman's headache is unto death, the Bible would say. And yet you send her out there, and when she malfunctions, she doesn't even have the exit strategy to say, I am completely incapable, not for the lack of preparedness, but I am losing my ability to see and to hear, and the back of my tongue is beginning to tingle, and I really need medical assistance. Or just be like Mother Williams and faint. That's all you have to do. Just at whatever point you forget your notes, faint. But what to not do is come back 3 days later with this story, because now I suspect you of telling lies. But even though I'm prepared to let you get away with my suspicion, I'm not prepared to let you impugn the character of the Supreme Court of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And that is where I am with that. And it is my hope that some officer of the court somewhere has advised the court of what has been put into the public domain, and that someone at some point will make them account for this claim. All right? And that is where we are with that. Now, Jamal Strawn, I want to say thank you. I am advised by the decent save woman them through Talbot Street off Alexandria Boulevard. They say they better don't send no other MP, because one thing but Jamal Strawn, he come and all the light through the corner waking now. And Jamal is the best MP they ever had. And if anybody come to run against Jamal, boy, they ain't stand a chance through Talbot Street. That's what the save woman them through Talbot Street tell me to tell you. So Jamal, I don't even know which polling division that is, but whichever polling division that is, you look good down there, son. Go back, see if you can fix the light them through the next corner opposite that. I even don't know if they out, but I feel like if you're on a roll, you might as well keep rolling. All these bunch of ribbon cutting and things like that, you don't worry about getting to them. You just make sure that you keep all the light in Nassau Village on, and the people down there say they will love you forever and evermore be. All right? So I brought that message to you from them. And I also see, because you know we've been playing Sports MP here on Freedom March, you wouldn't believe who was spotted again. Take them to the clip with the MP that was spotted walking his constituency. I think it's the one at the top. Do you have it?
Travis?
What Travis? Travis, you know, MP. Who else? Who else is the MP?
Pia Glover.
Pia Glover is the MP, but Pia Glover role is busy being the minister. She wasn't spotted.
So this is South Beach again? Bacchus.
Man, who else could it be other than one Bacchus role? The
Which
6-footer.
what clip?
You don't have it? I have it. The 6-footer from down south Bacchus role was just walking to and fro in his community, being spotted by the people of South Beach. So much so that they actually pull him into a little interview. Do we have it? I think the producer will get it at some point.
This is on the weekend?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's a
Bacchus
phenomenal
always
number
working
of
now.
I don't know what all this walking up and down
He's
for.
always working.
I want them to get him a little. They should know they should get him. They should get him a little. What you call it thing? Segway.
No, just use a golf cart.
A golf cart ain't gonna be personable enough.
What do you mean?
See, if you get a golf cart, if you get, that's how Chicago line lose Fort Charlotte.
What does a golf
Never
cart do?
ride in a golf cart. They can say you too big time. Like that's how Chicago Lang lose for Charlotte spiritual advisor. You have to remember political history.
I doubt it.
Remember Chicago Lang had the knee surgery. What you mean? I telling you why Chicago
I
lose.
don't think no golf cart and cause you lose no.
The people call and say, they can't see Chicago. He come through on the golf cart and a lot of da.
Well, he didn't stop. He
use
probably
golf
just
cart.
rode through. He didn't stop.
Get you and your team 4 segways, and you all segue. You can segue right up to people's door. You can segue through the community. And Bacchus, you 6'5". If you faint, all 6 of these women who you walking with can go and lift you, and that road hot. That can burn the skin off the back of your elbow. So get some Segway, and you could just Segway yourself right through, and you'll be hot and hip. And everybody would want to come see you because Segways look strange in South Beach. And people would want to wonder what you're doing. So here is Bacchus Road, spotted by members of South Beach constituency. Bacchus Road, the member of parliament.
They say where South Beach goes, so goes the election. So it goes. You see my eyes interviewing you today.
Wow.
Listen. Tell the people good things that happen.
Good things that happen in South Beach.
Uh-huh.
Listen to me. Next election, South Beach will be in the number. Which beach?
South Beach.
Say that again.
Which beach?
South Beach.
And so, you see, Bacchus Road is on the ground. People are sending me their videos. They're telling me that they spot their MP in their community. And
So no other MPs working? Only Bacchus?
beloved, I only can tell you what the people send to me.
Something ain't right.
I can only tell you what the people send to me. You think I'm making up stories like how they making up stories about headaches?
Only Bacchus Road
But
is
only
working.
Bacchus video gets sent to
And the
me.
election is a few months away.
Only Bacchus Road video gets sent to me. I don't
Now
know what you want me to say.
Now you know something ain't right. Now Bacchus can't be the only person working.
Well,
I'm
what you
sure
want me
there
to
are
say?
other MPs walking
Well,
through
they
there.
should let people record them walking through.
And former MPs doing some walking as well.
Yeah. So while we're talking about South Beach, there's something else that's in the news. I see that they are now trying to get an international body to beg the pardon of a guy by the name of Siobhan Smith, who also happens to be from South Beach. I see that, what is the name of the group? Put up the letter that they wrote to the Bahamas government asking that his record be expunged and that he be completely forgiven for breaking down the statue of Christopher Columbus.
Okay.
All right? And let me see if I can tell you what this says. It says, from Shabaka Kaboon and Dr. Claudius Fergus, directors of the Caribbean Freedom Project and the Crossroads Campaign. Of course, heading, we take this opportunity to address your esteemed committee in our capacity as the directors of the Caribbean Freedom Project, a non-governmental organization based in Trinidad and Tobago. We would like to respectfully request that you exercise your authority to recommend a full pardon for Mr. Siobhan Michael the Archangel Smith and the total expungement of the criminal conviction against him for damaging the statue of Christopher Columbus that stood in the front of Government House. We ask you to consider that Mr. Smith's action on the month of October 2021 were directly at a figure synonymous with genocide and slavery defined as crimes against humanity under Article 7 of the Rome Statute of the International Crime and, what does it say? International Criminal Court, sorry. Furthermore, we ask you to consider that Smith's actions were carried out during a global uprising involving the widespread defacement, removal, and toppling of monuments of such figures, rooted in growing acknowledgement of the role that these monuments in perpetuating structural racism and white supremacy and the deadly and enduring consequences of European colonialism. Of course, it goes on into parts that I can't see. And for those of you that do not remember who that is, do we have the video of him breaking down the statue? We have the video. Let's go show the people the video. So
I ain't never been sore. I ain't never been scared. Might let me up. Oh, that's gonna go on. So, let me tell you. God ain't lesson freedom all of 2022. Not just talking to me. See, you are free. Oh, you take so long. I couldn't wait for you all to reach. See me up and rock me up. Bahamas, you're there, right? You're there when I say Bahamas? Let's go. So lock me up. I spent with the Archangel dog to find out when the Illuminati come to pick me up. So hurry up and lock me up. Bahamas, you all ready? All ready, Bahamas? You all ready? I used to man rights when you talk about.
Just let them take you, but don't fight.
No, don't know me, you know what's coming to do with you. No, don't know me, you know resistance. I'm with you. There's no resistance. There's no resistance. No, there's no resistance. Of course, Joe. No.
At the time, I had actually agitated that he be shot.
No, you can't do that.
Spiritual advisor,
No, man.
unlike you,
Listen, this man, you could tell something's wrong with him. In the first instance, this
there's
man
not a Jesus thing in heaven wrong with that person.
claimed to be Michael
You mean this
Archangel.
person that has also got an international body to write a letter on his behalf? Now, would you like to hear why I said he should be shot?
Okay.
This was only a year and a half removed from the time that Petty Officer Papal was shot and killed at Government House
Okay.
by a masked gunman, allegedly. You remember when Tellis let the whole duty watch go home after a dead man was on Government House Hill? Okay, this was right after that. So you have a man that has breached the gates of Government House again and has caused structural damage. Hold on, man. Everybody know that Government House guarded by
But you
armed
can't
guards.
shoot the man. The man obviously is not armed, and he doesn't seem to be a
How would I
threat.
have known? When I
He doesn't
advanced,
seem to be a threat to the police officers. He
ain't a threat to-
is offering himself for arrest.
that's at that point.
know?
Now, imagine Marine Seaman Joe Bloggs was on duty. And coming over this gate is a man with what appears to be a shotgun in his hand. Because that's what a sledgehammer looked like to me from far. And when he raised the sledgehammer, in my view, I saw what appeared to be a shotgun. I pointed my service weapon in his direction and I engaged it, subsequently
the coroner
resulting in death.
Yeah, wow.
And that is what I thought should have happened to him. But my view has changed a little bit and we'll talk about that when we get back. Welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. Take me to the clip, please. I'm actually trying to find the poll. Take me to the poll with Mr. Smith and what's going on Eyewitness News in its polling today, whether or not people think he ought to be freed or expunged. Do we have that? If we don't have it, that's fine. Take me to the one with Latre. And I'm going to say that I don't think he should have anything expunged. I think that you all should let him go to court. And I think that in his going to court, what should happen is you should hear the facts of his case. And I think that his attorney should simply use as his argument that he break up the statue because he was listening to Latre. And if Latre end up becoming the chief spokesman for the prime minister, then there's no way Michael Archangel could be wrong, because all of them did oppose the statue together. And whatever punishment he is going to get should be hinged directly to the fact that nobody thought it was wrong when Latre incite the people to behave like this. And so, he should get whatever punishment minus the consideration for the fact that the fella that actually gone out there in the front of the statue and rally up the people, them pressure, to go break down the statue, rally him up. And ain't no way the fella that do the rallying get big time job in government, but the fella who do the breaking down go into jail. And that's what I would argue before the face of the court. So no, don't give him no pardon. Initially, I thought he should be shot. Since we ain't shoot him, you can't shoot him no more. We got to take that one off the table. And the reason, again, I thought he should be shot is because we had lived through the killing of Petty Officer Paul. We had lived through the absolute abhorrent handling of that matter. And this happened right after that. And I was on edge. And since I was on edge, I think anybody who jumping over Government House Gate should get shoot. Because the last fella who jumped over the gate do plenty shooting and cause plenty heartache. And I don't want to ever see the organization that I love in that position ever again. And so, I said at the time, I wish they'd shot him. But since we've removed from that point, I see that he is now requesting the assistance of an international body. Or that, whether he's requested it or not, an international body is coming to his aid. And I say, no, I want him to have no pardon. I want him to go to the court. I want the court to charge him. I want whatever punishment they have given to him to be his punishment. But I want the judge to also consider that maybe he is someone who eccentrically lives his life vicariously, and that he saw Latre and he thought that Latre was a champion for the people, and that Latre, who claims that he was being assisted by Maurice Tynes nonetheless, was starting a movement, and that Michael the Archangel just happened to have been an enforcer in the movement. And as such, if Latre go on to the office of the Prime Minister, then maybe Michael should have been appointed as Chief Registrar in the Senate or something. So take me to the clip with Latre so that we could see where the only place I've ever heard anybody complain about the statue of Christopher Columbus was this group of fellas. And then shortly after that, Michael Archangel appeared, him and a sledgehammer, to come break down the statue of Christopher Columbus. Let's go to the clip.
I want to thank the members of the press who is the continued partner in our democracy. Again, I would like to thank Mr. Craig Woodside, who took the initiative of starting this petition. Today we meet in a time where thousands, if not millions across the world, march in the name of Black Lives Matter. Today we meet in a time where we as Bahamians reflect our own history and we question the development of that history. Today we meet to ask Bahamians across the Commonwealth to join us in signing a petition for the removal of the statue of Christopher Columbus from Mount Fitz, known as Government Hill. There are some who will argue there are other ways of doing this. There were some who will argue that they should outright remove it. But our democracy gave us the instrument to be able to move and to bring a petition to Parliament. I want to thank our former clerk, Maurice Tynes, who has been advising us on how to get this done. We intend, at the ending of the budget communication, to send a petition to the Parliament on behalf of the Bahamian people for the removal of Christopher Columbus statue. Now, we do recognize that the statue has a place in Bahamian history. It tells the story of a governor who was pro-colored. He was a colleague in the struggle for the people, and he was against slavery. Some would question, why would such a governor, who was an activist on behalf of the people of color, he used this statue to send a message to a white minority? There was a debate. At the time, did they know the crimes of Columbus? And as history progressed, the crimes of Columbus is now known. We cannot allow in the country, as we question who we are as a people, to allow this man with these crimes to exist. There is a larger story. The story reflects who we are as a people. We have to ask the question, do we want someone with this past, someone with this history, to be at the House, to be near the head of our state? That House represents persons from the likes of Samilo Butler to a woman who came from Andros, bare feet, to Monk's Fitz. But our larger story is this. We have to decide who we are as a people. We have to decide what we want to represent. There is a larger question to be asked. As we look at our time as a colonized people, we reflect what freedom means to us. It started from Burma Road riots. It went on to a women's suffrage movement, and majority rule, and the independence. And in 2020, as we look back 100 years now, we look at the crimes of Christopher Columbus. We reflect our history, and we say to Christopher Columbus today, the time is up. Time is up. This is a different country and a different time. There will be those who ask, which...
And so, you know, if I had to judge it, that sounds like pretty inflammatory language to me. You know, the time is up. This is a different country. You know, the statue doesn't represent what is now the Bahamas. And did the people that put this statue here know of the transgressions of Christopher Columbus? And we are going to petition our parliament that it must be removed. And all I'm saying is, you know, that language to people with a little less resolve could be pretty triggering, and it triggered a fella to swing the sledgehammer at it. And I think he should go to jail for how much ever time the court say he should go. That's how I feel about it.
So
but I think that the court had to consider the fact that there was a bit of growing public dissent around it. The public discourse around it had gotten intense. None less than the Prime Minister's Director of Communication at one point championed the cause. Okay. Maybe the Prime Minister should write a letter of consideration to the judge, but that may be considered political interference. I'm just saying, to say that, you know, there are young men from this generation who have fought against the tyranny of the Columbus. You know, like how Mr. Christie called the people in that time and say he called as Perry Christie not as Prime Minister. That same kind of thing. Maybe Philip Davis could have called the people as Philip Davis and not as Prime Minister. And see if he could get a little reduction on whatever the sentence is, eh?
Well, he did. They sentenced him to a $1,000 fine. They sentenced him, but he paid $1,000.
Yeah, and now the people asking to have his record expunged.
The fellow has already been convicted and sentenced to a fine of $1,000.
And they're trying to get his record expunged.
That's
and
fine. That's fine.
Why
not? I mean, come on now.
No.
If it was you, you would want your record expunged.
I say no.
Wow.
I say no. I would have valiantly.
You don't know how to forgive people, man.
And I would have. But first of all, I think the whole story about Christopher Columbus is foolishness, because what I heard, or what I've been taught, is that statue isn't a statue of Columbus at all.
Who's that?
And that it was actually a gift given to Governor Carmichael, who resided at the Hill. And when Governor Carmichael was supposed to have left New Providence, he couldn't take the statue. The statue was actually gifted to him by, I think, an Italian sculptor or French sculptor, and it didn't always reside there. It eventually ended up on the staircase. How they get Columbus named at the bottom of it, I know, because Governor Carmichael must be governor 200
So
years
that's not Christopher Columbus.
It is alleged that that's not Christopher Columbus, the statue.
Okay.
Right? But I guess they couldn't find nobody else who was hold their hand and they came by that good. And Leon Lundy wasn't around, you know, he's for the Andy Gimba, right? And so maybe Christopher Columbus or whoever the statue is that Governor Carmichael put up here, maybe he was the originator of the Han and the Kimber Brigade. Because my granny used to say that, you know, my granny used to say that all the time to us. If you are, like when my granny go to the food store, she coming out of the car with food store bags, right? And she was standing there watching us. She used to say, you're standing up with your hand and your Kimber like Columbus. You don't have no granny.
Well, they never said that.
Oh, boy. Yeah. All right, so, yeah, but and I want to say this. He is a South Beach resident. I will probably run into him at some point in South Beach. That's fine. All I'm saying is that I think their case is weak.
He should ask his MP to run on his behalf.
He could ask his MP to write on his behalf. He could ask his MP to write on his behalf.
He may be a good constituent.
And I want to say that his MP should have said, man, we had another boy who the case of Columbus and we make him director of communications. So, you know, I think you could give him a little break. You charge him $1,000, that was okay.
Yeah, but Columbus does have a dark history, though. I mean,
yeah, but we had him on the quincentennial
he
dollar.
did more harm than good.
Yeah, but we only just find it out. We put him on the quincentennial dollar. What are you talking about?
Take it off.
So all I'm saying is, sometimes, right? Sometimes you have to just stand by your decision. You say the Illuminati tell you go break down the statue. Well, if the Illuminati should have come and rescue you. Is all I'm saying. All right? Let's go to the birthday shout-outs. Let's go to the birthday shout-outs.
All right. You sent the list, producer? Let me say something. All right, here we go. We'll do some birthday shout-outs. Who do we have today? Let's see. Happy birthday to retired Chief Superintendent Brian Miller, who is celebrating his birthday today. It's coming from his wife, George G., his son, his daughter, grandchildren, all his family members and friends, in-laws, and officers and members of the Annex Baptist Church family. So happy birthday to retired Chief Superintendent Brian Miller. We'd like to wish Analia Duncan a happy birthday. Today she is 3 years old. It's coming from her parents, John and Detario, Grammy, Sippy, cousin Cleme, producer, help me out. Clemea, aunts Octorio, and Notorio, and Brylan. This is interesting. Octarrior, Octorio, and Notorio, and Brylan. All right, so happy birthday to Analia. Birthday greetings and blessings to Christoph Davis, first officer on the Royal Caribbean cruise, ship. Is coming from his entire family. So happy birthday to Christoph Davis. Our CEO, happy 53rd birthday to our CEO, Mr. Gershom Major. Mr. Gershom Major is celebrating his birthday. It's coming from the entire Verizon Media Group, ILTV Studio, 103.5 FM, The Beat Family, and of course, all of us here at Freedom March. So happy birthday to our CEO, Mr. Gershom Major. All right.
That's everybody?
Great, yeah.
All right, well, I have one. I get to have one?
Yeah, go ahead.
So to my good lifelong friend and buddy, D'Angelo Wilson, his birthday is also today. What can I say about him? I met him in grade 9. And I don't know what was going on with Doria at that time. He needed Piece of My Hot Party. And I gave him Piece of My Hot Party spiritual advisor. And do you know that he's not stopped following me around ever since that day? And we've been
very generous.
And we have been good friends ever since the 9th grade. And all it took was a piece of
That's what a piece of hot party will do.
One piece of hot party.
That's a Jamaican one? What color the party was?
It was yellow.
Okay.
It was a yellow,
and what color
like not a PLP hot party.
What color the meat was?
It was the good chicken party. This is back in the day.
Chicken party, not beef
this
party.
was back in the day before they started just using chicken, the essence of chicken, because you know, chicken party don't have
It was a chicken party and not a beef party.
Right.
Okay.
It only had the essence. Not to these days, they just put the essence of chicken in the party now. They don't have no chicken in your party. You have chicken water.
Chicken is being the party.
They use chicken bouillon.
The meat just be there.
Ain't no meat in that. No, sir.
Yeah, man.
No, you never had a chicken party. You
Yeah.
can't tell me. So anyway, so 5 years later, he's still my very best friend in life. And I wish him more of everything, more prosperity, more health, more business, more of all the good things in life. And boy, all I could say is we 40 now, right? So that's it. That's our excuse in life. Anything that go wrong, I 40. I don't know what else you want out of me. I didn't do all the things I should have do. I didn't take the BGCSE 3 times. We 40 now. And so happy birthday to my friend, D'Angelo Wilson. That is from me. And of course, can I extend birthday greetings on your behalf as well?
Yeah, of course.
And on
absolutely.
behalf of the spiritual
Happy
advisor
birthday.
over here at Freedom March.
Great.
All right? Who else? Who else do we have on our lineup today?
That's it.
Good stuff. All right, so I see, again, that with the boy named Siobhan Smith. Siobhan Smith has approached the international body. You have any final opinion on that? You think he should be
I think he should be banned, yeah.
Why? Tell me why.
I mean, come on, we all transgress in life, at some point.
No, I from the church of God, I never transgressed in my life. What
And
you
we
talking
do
about?
need forgiveness. I'm sure you've overstepped.
So,
I'm sure.
so there is a poll happening right now.
I wish he gets it.
There is a poll happening right now on the internet about, and it's asking people whether or not they saw it as a principal protest, vandalism, or both. And it looks as though majority people think it was a principal protest, but immediately after, people also think that it was vandalism. I think it was vandalism. What I will say, and now I am going to shoot this one at Ladre. Ladre, you mean to tell me y'all ain't done build another statue to put there? If y'all did build another statue, we would have said that it was a part of government policy to have it removed in any event. And the reason we know is because we already have this other 12-foot statue that we just waiting to put there. And, we want to forgive him as a nation because all he did was really save the Bahamas government some money by breaking down the statue before we could move it. And at least we'd have been able to cover it up like that. But y'all even ain't got one statue to put there. I mean, what happened? Because it ain't a rooster? Because, only thing we could put up around here is rooster, flamingo, and white crown pigeon with spraying neck. That's the best we could do.
Oh, you can't. I mean,
The white crown pigeon.
the art and the time that is put
Have
into
you
those.
seen the white crown pigeon? Have
No,
you seen?
where's the pigeon now, though?
On the airport? You just come from the airport?
Wait, so at the roundabout by Fusion.
No, that's where the flamingo is.
That's the flamingo.
That's the flamingo who does tiptoe. You don't see the flamingo tiptoe?
Now, and at the other roundabout.
It's the conch shell.
Right, and then.
It's the white crown pigeon.
AF
next.
Adley, the roundabout by AF Adley.
No, you going? I say to the airport. How you get AF Adley in this conversation?
The airport.
The roundabout by Blake Road. What in that roundabout, spiritual advisor?
I can't remember.
A white crown pigeon with a
The
spring
pigeon
neck.
is there?
Oh boy.
Okay. I don't look for the pigeon. I'd be trying to get around the roundabout, actually.
Okay.
But
Well,
the
I hope
pigeon
you
is
don't
there.
knock the pigeon now, because that
So
like
then you
that's
should
the
have
only way you
sprayed
can
that
see
so
it.
the neck is turned down.
The pigeon neck turned too far.
No, that's the design. Maybe the pigeon's looking somewhere.
Boy, I know all white ground pigeon. None of their neck could turn that far. This pigeon neck spring. Anyway, so I see Renwood Wells is in a fight for his life. And I want to say this publicly. Renwood Wells, you can't join the FNA either. We ain't want you. So the people of Bamboo Town don't want you. And the FNA don't want you.
I don't know if it's correct to say that Bamboo Town doesn't want him.
What you mean?
I think the party decided they didn't want him. They didn't want to run him.
Well, how else he can get
but the
Bamboo
party, the constituents in Bamboo Town would like to have Renwood Wells. They want him.
Allegedly.
They would want him.
Allegedly.
But it is.
Because if the people of Bamboo Town wanted him, they would have kept him in the last election. I mean, look who they let beat him, Patricia DeVoe. And I don't see...
But you got to understand that Dr.
What I have to understand?
That Dr. Menace caused a lot of good people
Man, don't believe that.
to go
Because
down. That's the truth.
don't believe that.
Listen, the people
Renwood
voted,
Wells didn't
they
feel that
voted
way.
against Dr. Menace.
Renwood Wells didn't feel that way. Renwood Wells loved Dr. Menace.
Listen, let's be honest,
Jesus, what is this?
There are a lot of people on the PLP ticket who end up sailing in because people voted
I can
against
sign
Dr.
languages
Menace.
to you because you can't understand
That's
when I
the
say
truth.
it. Renwood
There are some
Wells...
people who are now PLP MPs, in my opinion. If it wasn't for the last
And half
They
of the
will
F&M,
never become
and
MPs.
half of the F&M, including Dr. Minnis, could say the same thing about Perry Christie.
Listen, they
If the
voted.
people hadn't suffered from Christie fatigue, none of them people, you think Lanisha Roll was getting up in any parliament?
Listen, if a
to do what?
dog was on the PLP ticket, the dog would have become MP. All right,
Mister,
that's just how it was.
You know, Renwood Wells love Hubert Minnis. He can't think Hubert Minnis costing the election.
People voted against Minnis, man. It is what it is.
Anyway, now the people them saying Renwood Wells is a seasoned politician, and I know when he becomes so seasoned. I hear them calling Darren Enfield the same thing. I know when these fellas become so seasoned, the fellas spend one term in cabinet, die season. Before that, he was in the PLP as a parliamentary secretary, wasn't he?
So who's
But Dino season
now, who do they want to run in Palmer Town? Who do the FNM want to run?
They say Heather Hunt, but the woman say Heather Hunt never win nothing. Well, Renwood Wells only kind of should win.
He win something.
He win,
was
yeah. But I'm saying to you, that don't make his governmental experience is not that vast.
So Renwood Bells is.
He was the parliamentary secretary in the Ministry of Works. You remember that was the blunder of the LOI. Why? Because he was a novice.
Letter of intent. Yeah.
Right? Then the blunder of the LOI, Christine throw him no life ring, he run hot and leave the PLP. Minnis catch him over there with open arms, but at the time, Minnis would have taken anybody. So when him and Andre Rollins gone over there, right? That's when Andre say, this Minnis boy, I thought they tell me you was half crazy. You look like you whole crazy. And Andre jump off the ship. Renwood though say, oh, he love you, but Minnis is the best thing ever. Oh,
And maybe
praise
that's
the Lord.
why the party leader is punishing.
So
Renwood
Minnis
Bells.
rewarded him.
So
the party
everyone-
leader can't punish him for supporting Minnis because the party
But
leader
that's the same
supported
as if that's
Minnis.
what's happening though. It looked like it seems as if
Oh boy.
the party
Michael
leader.
Pintard cannot hate anybody that hated Minnis because Michael Pintard did love Minnis.
Pintard seemed to be punishing all those who support Dr. Minnis.
Let's hear what the news clip have to say. Cause
So, I mean, it seems like it's obvious. So it is what it is. I mean,
y'all have the clip?
politics is something
Let's play the clip.
else.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Janae Noel. Thanks so much for joining us. We begin with breaking news tonight. Coming in from the Free National Movement headquarters, we understand that chaos has erupted at those headquarters after it's been reported that Renwood Wells, the former Minister of Health and also the former Minister of Works, is being denied a nomination in the lead up to the next general election. We do have a team making its way to the Free National Movement headquarters. We hope to bring you the latest before the end of this newscast.
Oh, the people say they ain't giving Renwood no nomination. Then I hear the whole place going up in a blaze.